Actress Marlo Thomas is the toast of Broadway these days, starring in Relatively Speaking, an evening of 3 one-act plays written by Woody Allen, Elaine May, and Ethan Cohen. Can't they find any good writers? Take a look.
I'm always stunned that people listen to each other's stories. I mean, it's like having someone give you their underwear to keep. You'll never use it. It doesn't fit. It just uses up your space, and you can't throw it out because it's in your drawer.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And neither do I. It was kind of a metaphor, but I got so bored in the middle of it, I just said anything.
I'm happy to welcome Marlo Thomas to my show.
Thank
the wig,
you.
Marlo.
Yeah, it's a great wig, isn't it? Everybody comes back and I thought you bleached your hair. I said, are you crazy? It would be impossible to ever get it back.
How are you doing 8 shows a week with your other things on the Huffington Post and on your website?
Yeah, thank you.
And trying to take care of Phil Donahue? I mean, how do you do it?
Like we all do it. We just keep putting one foot in front of the other, but I'm having such a ball.
Yeah.
1,100 people a night to make laugh. That's my idea of a good time.
Phenomenal. I'm going to talk about it a little more later, but first I got to get some hot topics from you.
Okay, okay.
Because you're on top of all the news.
Oh,
I
no,
read
I'm
your
not.
blogs. Yes, I saw your Huffington Post post today about Joe Paterno.
Right.
And tell me about, I mean, you say a couple of very interesting things, like, for example, that there are no women involved in any of this.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there was any woman involved in that athletic department, if they wouldn't have moved quicker.
Do you think so?
Oh, I would imagine.
It's
I would
true.
imagine so. You know, we don't have this thing of protecting the boys' club. The idea that you would protect the boys' club and not the children is so outrageous. When I sat up in the middle of the night writing that blog, I was so upset.
Oh, everyone is just up in arms about
It's
it.
terrible.
It's disgraceful.
And they're rioting against the firing.
I know.
I mean...
Well, they love Joe Paterno. Paternal, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Because apparently he took care of them and he made this huge, huge error.
Right.
And
well, he did. He, you know, here was a great life and lots of good decisions in his life, but this was a bad decision not to follow this through.
This is a bad mark on his record.
And the idea, you know, and all the pedophile stories we've lived through in the past 10 years, we've never read, or I've never read a description of a child in that situation, a description of a kid with his hands up against a shower. It made me so upset. I just thought I would go.
It's disgusting.
It's just disgusting.
And it happens all the time.
And the poor parents of that child.
I was reading the Times, I think it was the Times the other day, about how they think that it's the Boy Scouts and the church and this, but that 9 times more than that happens is in the family. 9 times.
Right.
Your uncle, your father, even maybe your mother and aunt. I mean, it happens that way too, not that often.
But this was a club that they had formed supposedly to help children and build character for these boys, and then to make it.
What about the Herman Cain story? I mean, have you ever been sexually harassed? I have.
Oh, yes.
You have?
Yes, but as a grown person. So I was able to say, stop it.
Well, would you know, tell us what happened. I want to know.
No, I don't want to.
You don't feel like it? Was it anybody famous?
No, no, no.
Some creep came up to you? Yeah, they're always creeps.
Right.
They're never George Clooney.
Yeah.
You know, it's always some... I was watching the Republican debate last night, and I noticed that Maria Bartiromo, did you happen to see it?
No, I didn't. I was
she
on
asked,
stage, actually.
Oh, people were just, they were booing her because she dared to ask a harassment question instead of an economy question.
It's just amazing to me that the records are not clean on these people. It's amazing to me that they run knowing that this is all going to come out.
Yeah.
We know it now. You know, and if that's who you are, what are you doing in something called public service?
Well, I think there's an arrogance to it. They don't believe, Herman Cain, he knows that these 2 suits were against him, and he just did it anyway.
Yeah. Well, he believes that the boys' club will protect him.
Right.
But it's time for whistleblowers to be in the boys' clubs.
I was tweeting things last night, and a woman wrote to me, Joy, I admire you because you're not afraid to say what you think. I wish that I was like that. And I thought, why aren't all girls raised to say what they think? I was, weren't you?
Well, we're Italians.
Is that
why? You can't stop Italians from talking.
That might be the answer. I never thought of it that way. I mean, no one ever...
We both had Italian mothers.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep my mother quiet.
Yeah. And your father was a Lebanese, so it probably comes from...
He was noisy, too.
He was noisy. But, okay, let's talk about your show.
Yes.
So you're in this one-act play written by Elaine May. It's just the funniest thing to watch you do Elaine's material.
It's great.
You know?
It's like getting up at the top of a ski mountain and just following the trees, and you're going to end safely at the bottom of the hill. I mean, she's just a brilliant writer.
She is. And you're very funny playing a woman whose husband just dropped dead,
yes.
by the way.
Well, only Elaine May could take grief and make it that funny. Because what it really is the 2 stages of grief, 2 of the stages.
2.
One is denial and one is acceptance. And so my character gets to make that journey from denial to acceptance. And a lot of people are shocked, you know, that the play takes that turn because it's so crazy funny, you know, up until then.
Well,
but
some widows are happy, I guess, too.
Well, she's not happy. She's just running away.
It's crazy. She's quite funny, though. And very self-absorbed.
Totally.
I mean, I thought you nailed that character of the narcissistic disorder really well.
It's completely, yes. I've seen it before.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of all over the place.
I was raised in Hollywood. How far off could I be?
That's true. Did you have anybody in mind? Did you make a substitution?
Yes, there's a woman in my elevator, actually.
In your building now?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes.
Gee, I hope she's watching. Although she probably wouldn't know who she is. She'd think it's somebody else.
That's right.
But, you know, how do you handle bad news, I was wondering?
Bad news?
Yeah.
I cry. Depends on what news. I mean, you know, if somebody dies, I cry. I mean, I'm very empathetic. I mean, I jumped out of the car the other day. My husband was really mad. It was raining. I jumped out of the car because a horse looked uncomfortable in front of a carriage, and he was going like this and pulling his head. So I went. I said to the jockey who's smoking a cigarette, not seeing. I said, "Could you just lengthen that thing a little bit?"
Yeah.
So he did. He lengthened it.
Good for you.
I'm a very empathetic person. So when it happens to me, it's even worse. You know.
Yeah.
I'm even more upset.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, and the other thing is, you know, you got great reviews for your part in this play. And I'm just wondering, I mean, you've had a long career. You've been an actress for quite a while now. I mean, from that girl to this girl.
Right. Woman.
To this woman, yeah. I mean, you did the Free to Be You and Me. You played a mental patient, Marie.
Yes.
What was her name?
Walter.
Yes,
Walter.
which was a great...
It was a wonderful... Lee Grant, our friend Lee Grant directed that.
She did.
Oh, it was great.
And, but would you ever get any bad reviews?
Well, sure, I've gotten bad reviews. Who doesn't?
Well, how do you handle it?
I cry and get upset, and throw things around and say, it's not fair, you know.
Do you read them?
No, I don't read them till it's over.
Until what's over?
Until the whole play is over.
Oh, I see.
Our producer, Julian Schlossberg, read me some lines so that I would feel good about nice things people said. But I don't want to read the whole thing. Because first of all, if they say, oh, we love it when she touches her head to the thing, then I can never do that again without being self-conscious. And if they say, I hate when she touches her hair again, then I can't do that neither. So it's just better that I wait till it's over, and then I can have a distance from it and say, oh, really, that's what they thought.
Yeah.
But now I don't want it to affect what I'm doing. I have great joy in what I'm doing, and I'm happy the reviews are good, but I don't want anything to touch the joy that I'm having.
Oh, you're having a ball.
Yeah, I'm having a ball, and I don't want anything to touch Doreen, the character I'm playing. I want to get out there every night free and brave and do it, you know, what I'm supposed to do.
Do you ever have stage fright?
No, I don't, thank God.
Really?
No.
Wow. Ever? Never? You go out there, you don't have the spilkus or anything?
No, I have excitement and anticipation. Stage fright means you can't think and you can't talk and you can't. I don't have that. But of course I have excitement.
Stage fright, I see. I've never understood that because I've had the nerves.
Of course.
But I always go out and do it.
Of course, yes.
So that's not stage fright.
No. Stage fright is, well, Lee Grant has talked about that.
She has.
Well, you stop talking and you can't remember anything. I mean, even the thought of that gives me stage fright.
Do you think Rick Perry had stage fright last night? Because he could not remember the third thing, agency that he wants to cut. He could not remember. See, you're in the theater. You don't know what's going on in the world.
I don't.
You're in your own little
world.
world.
We could be.
It was brutal. You should just Google it.
I will.
Google it.
My husband is my contact with the world right now.
Yeah.
I come home from the theater and he says, you know what happened here? What happened here? What happened here?
Yeah. Thank God you have Phil Donahue at home watching the news.
That's right.
Okay,
I'll get back to it.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
And you're just wonderful in the play. Be sure to check out Marlo in the new Broadway show, Relatively Speaking, and we'll be right back. If you're in New York. That was easy.